uh, everybody all over the world who are mourning the departure of the Queen of England. And let me also say hi, especially to Nigerians who have never stepped out of or stepped beyond uh, Onitsha, Aba, Owerri, Lagos, Yanokbaja. But we be on chief mourners, Nigerians are very funny set of people, especially when you see um, people who queen in their villages died, they never cared, they never shared it. But distant queen, I'm not saying it's not good to mourn. Distant queen all the way in England, naim pass. But na Nigerians don't turn more British than Britain, more English than England. And I want to say Nigerians, I hail you, Nigeria, I hail thee. Anyways, let me not waste time. Let me just go straight into the crux of the matter today. Let me play the video in case you haven't seen it before. It's just a short skit by two children in adult body, Dino and Femi Fani Kayode. Let's see it quickly.
We just came to appeal to you to please invite FFK for a dinner. Please. Just one night. Just for one night.
Me invite FFK for a dinner?
Oh, yes. Yeah,
No. Please. I'm not going to backroll anybody.
A few moments later.
Good evening, sir. Security. Sir. Good evening. How's it?
Nice.
Okay. Any problem?
Yes, sir. There's intention of answer.
Name?
Senator Dino Fani, sir.
Dino Melai.
Yes, sir.
But there's a sign at the gate. You know this. What does the sign say? No lepers, no stray dogs, no pigs, no ill-bred country bumpkins, no desperate clowns, and no gutter snipes. So you know very well that creatures like that cannot enter my space, or my property, or my house. You know this.
Yes, sir.
So please, just find something for him and let him go. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
And as he's going, or anybody approaching, be careful. He has a particular weakness when it comes to men's backsides.
Okay,
So
sir.
be careful that he doesn't violate you in any way.
Okay, sorry, sir. Thank you, sir. Careful.
Now, let me quickly review that these reasons like this is why some of us were careful during the Yoruba Nation agitation and other struggles that were related to it. When we see jokers, um, like my friend in ABFN used to say, history will vindicate the just. When people like us are crying from beginning, say, this thing, Bill, and instead of you to understand it, you refuse. It will take time and then you will now see. Those who are saying, where we need Shores in the Senate, you are asking Shores to go and sit down with this bunch of jokers. Have you forgotten Senator Dino Melai? He was only loud, the rabble rouser on the floor. But look at what you made a senator. Can you see him? Now, these guys are creating distractions so that we are not able to screen their candidates. They are on behalf of their candidates creating distractions up and down. Especially that Femi Fani Kayode, he had tweeted before, abused APC, but we knew he belonged there actually. They were only using him in PDP. APC sponsored him to go and join PDP so that they will be using him in PDP. We knew, right, that he's actually working for Asiwaju. So when we saw, it's part of why when we saw him with Oloye Sunday Igboho, I said it that time, I said, yes, the agitation is genuine by the people who started and the creators of the initiative. But I'm beginning to see that the same people who paste posters for APC in 2023 are the people surrounding and whispering advice and instructions to Oloye Sunday Igboho and all that. We began to doubt the genuine. It's not as if the people who started it are not genuine, but we started seeing some elements around, and we say, we know these people now. We know these people. You have to be careful around them. Otherwise, you water down, you make rubbish of whatever genuine thing you're doing. Can you see them? See them now. Fighting on behalf of the people who employed them and injected them into your movement. So when we see something from afar and we try to explain, but you don't want to understand it, we like times like this when it becomes, they say that every truth passes 3 stages. First, it is resisted. Second, it is violently opposed. But at the third stage, it becomes self-evident. All the things we have said are now becoming self-evident. So when in EBAF you're saying things like history will vindicate the just, this is an example. It is the same way Reno Omokri will jump up and down and say, we said it there. We said Reno is working for PDP. Reno is simply angry that Jonathan lost. We said Reno is simply, somebody said poor quality. Is it my audio? Is the audio poor? Let me try increasing from here. Is it better now? So we said that Reno is working for PDP. He is leader of the minds of those who are angry that they lost. But if Reno genuinely, somebody say audio is fine. Thank you. If Reno is genuinely after the people who made his principal lose, why is he still working for Atiku? So you now see the shenanigans and the lies, the hypocrisies in all of those people. My only sympathy is to those who are following them and be taking them seriously. Atiku gave 50 million naira to Buhari. Ashiwaju gave hotel, money, everything, campaigned. Atiku campaigned for Buhari. So if Reno is serious about going after those who made his principal lose, Atiku was part of them in APC before coming back to PDP. So Reno is suddenly working for that same Atiku. So that is how to know. And they have started another one again by promoting another, by repackaging another one as saints. So when we say these things far ahead, please take your time on this, digest the message. If you have ever taken this guy seriously, despite the warnings you have been given that don't take this guy seriously, the likes of Fani Kayode, you are still following them and taking them seriously. The likes of Dino Mila, you are following and taking them seriously. The likes of Reno Omokri, you are still following and taking them seriously. You really are not abusing anybody. It's just a sincere advice. You really need to go back and retake aptitude tests and check IQ again. Be sure that you can connect logics. Otherwise, I do not see any reason anybody ever will take this kind of people seriously, and you are following them even religiously. But I understand this is Nigeria. The quality of thinking and all of that is quite low. So we should not really expect more from the populace, especially in a country where they have refused to fund education. ASU is on strike. They have shut down everything. So the quality of thinking that you will expect from a nation where education has been bastardized over decades, we should not be too surprised when we see this quality. So if you are still following Dino Fani Kayode, Reno Omokri, and you are taking them seriously, I'm so sorry. You need to just sit yourself down and start checking whether you really have logical ability. You understand? It's not an abuse, it's just simple, it's just like counseling. Anyways, let me move on to this police case. Very important. Now, this is my brief comment about this police protest. The police responded by saying that they are men of the community policing, and that they are not supposed to be paid because it's a voluntary task. It's voluntary to be part of community policing. Now, look at the danger in this thing. This protest happened in Oyo State. Look at the danger in it. The danger in it is very alarming. In case you have not thought about it. Local security is very important. Those who are clamoring for restructuring, clamoring for new regional nations, must already begin to demonstrate capacity through networks like this. Start paying them. The state government should not say, oh, because they are assisting the federal police force. Local security is very important. Start taking people like this. Start demonstrating that even when they restructure, you are capable of paying police. Oh, let us assume we have a Yoruba Nation now. We are not yet demonstrating that we are capable of paying local security. If all of these people now are laid off or jettisoned, and they already know how to use weapons, they already have information about, nooks and cranny, what do you think they will? What advantage do you think the information, the knowledge, the skill they have will be if they stopped doing this work because they are not paid in this trying and hard economic times? Very important that we start allowing these people. We start letting state governments take important, step on people like this. Engage them start demonstrating that you can use local community policing. You can maintain them and have good security. If we are not doing that, we are not sincere. We are not being sincere with us. That's why I say, let our agitation start from home. Not just Fulani is killing. It's not just Fulani. Let's start with our home people. What are our governors doing about our security? What are our senators, our House of Rep members, all our own local politicians? What are they doing about our local security? We need to be sincere. It's not just about we go online every day, we shout, we want this, we want that. Yes, it's novel idea, it's good. But we need to start demonstrating capacity. Apart from Lagos as the neighborhood security, and I've not seen them a day say they are not paid. Apart from Lagos, even those who have Amotekun, have they recruited enough to circulate the entire state where Amotekun is existing? Can we start pushing advocacies in that direction already? We must start demonstrating capacity before we start saying we want autonomy. Agbonro Kagbon, I don't want to speak for too long, but it's just a very simple, sharp, and straightforward message. Let us start pushing our government, our local government, our local politicians to do the right thing. And I want to keep it there, just very short. The simple message for tonight. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you another time.
Please meet Mr. Abiodun Akinyemi, a man who is looking to solve the big chunk of the house crisis that we have in Nigeria by making affordable, self-sufficient homes. This kind of homes are becoming more and more popular, by the way, because they are efficient and they are environmentally friendly, and then it costs less to make them if you think about it in the long run. Anyway, before I tell you about the smart homes that he's building, let me tell you a little bit about his story. He's based in Canada right now, and he decided to build a house in Lagos, Nigeria, where he's from. But upon making inquiries, the cost of building a house has increased significantly since he moved to Canada. So instead of using concrete brick throughout his construction, he substituted it with laterite, and he was able to save 30% of the construction cost. Laterite has a lot of advantages, by the way, including warming your home during the cold weather, cooling your home in the hot season. It's cheaper because it's readily available. It's everywhere in Nigeria. It has high clay content, which means it can hold more water. Laterite gives you better air quality. So if you build your house with laterite, you can breathe in better air quality. You can even recycle it. So if you build a house with laterite and you don't like it, you can break down the house and use the brick to build another house. And that's just to name a few of the advantages. But he didn't stop at building his personal house. He decided to make his house self-sufficient, off-grid, which means that he's not going to be dependent on the electricity from the Nigerian government. So he's using solar power, and he's also not going to be using power generator, so there will be no noise, no air pollution. At the same time, he's not using the regular sockaway that everybody uses in Nigeria. He's disposing his own waste material by decomposing it, and he's generating his own water. So once the house is completed, he doesn't need anything from them. And this is why they call this home self-sufficient, off-grid homes. That alone inspires me. The fact that he was able to find an alternative to just spending so much money on building a house. And the fact that he doesn't have to depend on the government. He made himself a self-sufficient house. That is the inspiration for me. But then he took it a step further. So after learning from his own experience, he to do the same for others, except that he wants to do it better. If you see the picture of the house, you may not be too impressed by the aesthetic, but he calls this the experimental house, because what he has decided to do is to now mass produce this kind of house for other people. In case anybody out there is interested in having a house that will be self-sufficient, he has bought acres of land in Lakwe beachfront in order to construct an off-grid estate. And what you guys are seeing is what he would be constructing. All these houses would not be using NEPA, and they will be constructed with laterite bricks. If anyone is interested, he's looking for 10 people, just 10 people to start out. The price starts at 34 million naira for 3 bedrooms, and you can pay in installments. He has a contract readily available, readily prepared, which you can share with your lawyer to know if that's a good deal or not. I mean, some people may feel like that's a lot of money, but it's a one-time payment that you no longer have to worry about electricity bill. You no longer have to worry about paying them to empty your sock away and stuff like that. It's a one-time payment that you know that from beginning to end, you know your house is complete and self-sufficient. Anyway, I asked him, by the way, I said, what if someone is interested right now and they decided to pay you, and along the way they decided they're no longer interested, they don't like what they are seeing? And he said to me that your money is refundable, as stated in the contract. He said he will give you back 95% of the money, and the remaining 5% is for administrative charges. He's using a system of interlocking bricks instead of the traditional style of construction. And this system results in a house that is 10 times stronger than traditionally built house, and also more terminally efficient. Each home would have its own fire system and will be conveniently located by a fire hydrant in order to make it easier for fire crews to help just in case of an emergency. We'll be building common areas that will have a gym, a playground, swimming pool, ball courts, grocery stores, and so on and so forth. And more importantly, the houses in his estate will reduce global warming and human carbon footprint. So guys, if you're interested, please check him out. This is his website.